Hello, good morning, and welcome everyone to this second day, our daily dose of the divine. My name's Lisa Lyle, and this is my channel here on YouTube. If you are new, a very warm welcome to you. And for those who have been hanging with me for a while, thank you so much. Your presence is such a gift in my life, now and eternally so. So, I didn't tidy up the couch, so apologies for that. Anyways, wow, it is only just after 11 in the morning, and it has already been quite an interesting morning. And if we go back to our intuitive guidance for the week, which I will put a link in the comments in the description box below if you want to check that out. We did receive a message at the end of that, at the end of those messages, that this was going to be preparing us for a fiery climax. And I couldn't really tune into it at the time. I didn't really know what that might be. And it was the full moon in Aries. Well, we have the moon is in Aries this weekend, moved into Aries yesterday on Friday, the 28th of June, and it's now Saturday, the 29th. And there is some fiery energy about. It's been an interesting morning around this household. So all I can say to all of you is to hold your peaceful center, regardless of what's going on around you. And I may not have held my peaceful center this morning. So just, when we don't hold our center, we really set ourselves up. I mean, we have an impact on ourselves more than anyone else. So what I thought I would do today is to, first of all, Dawn, if you're watching this, you won the first free reading draw for a solstice season energy forecast. Please reach out and claim your prize. Claim your prize. And if you would like to be entered into the monthly free reading draw, all that you need to do is make sure you're subscribed to the channel. All new subscribers will be entered into the monthly draw, as well as everyone who comments. You must be a subscriber though, but all comments your name will also be entered into the draw, and we will do the second draw for the free reading on the 27th or so of July. So stay tuned for that. Dawn Collett, you are the winner of the first free reading giveaway. So reach out and claim your prize. But what I thought I would do today is yesterday when we finished up here. Hi, Rena. Yes, I saw that. I'm back at work after holidays, and I will be in touch with you with respect to that. I am super excited to connect with you and to bring forth some guidance and support for you personally. So stay tuned. It'll probably be within the next handful of days that I get that. I really want to be sure that my energy is super clear, and not, that's how I connect with people. That's how I am so great at what I do, and serving others is my priority is to make sure I'm in alignment before I connect with anyone else. So stay tuned. We're looking at probably Tuesday or Wednesday of next week for that connection. But I will be in touch with you with details. So thank you so much, Rita. I'm super excited. And thank you so much for trusting me to connect in with your energy. Yay. Yes, always divine timing. So yesterday when I finished up here live with all of you, I thought I had some cards on the table. I had some time before I was heading back to work after a week vacation. And I thought, let's see what guidance comes through. And so I pulled a couple cards, and the reason I'm sharing them here with all of you is I feel like it really is a beautiful representation of the way God works to bring us the messages. Our higher self works to point us in the direction of guidance and information that we can use to our advantage. So I was working with this beautiful deck, the Rainbow Warrior Awaken, that was gifted to me by a beautiful sister of the heart. And the first card that came out was the transformation card, which is essentially the death card, right? Rebirth and transformation. And this is where we're at, because we're recording this we're live during Cancer season. And Cancer season is very much about us going within our experience, very much about us being in our feels and the emotions of it all, right? And coming to terms with all of it. It's funny, yesterday I scooped to work because I need a vehicle. So I'm using my son's scooter, and it goes 29 kilometers an hour. So it's pretty good. It takes me about 20 minutes to get to my place of work, which is about 12 kilometers away. For those Americans who use miles, we're in Canada, we use the kilometers, kilometers and pounds over here. So this is essentially, so as I was scooting to work, I kept hearing, and I haven't yet to write it down. It's a good thing that I still remember it. I kept hearing, beyond your belief lives truth. And these days, I've really been, for about a year now, I've been big on language and words, because you can see externally, they're changing everything, right? Words are getting new meanings. We've got this urban dictionary to tell us what words that we used to know what they meant. Now they mean something else. And that's nonsense. So one of the words that has been coming up recently is belief and believe, because if you look in the middle of the word, be lie. So beyond our belief lives truth. So that felt very powerful and interesting to me at the time. And what I'm feeling with this death and rebirth, this transformation, we are the transformation, right? We're the receiver, we're the transmitter, we are the transformer in form. And so as we move through the day, and 13 is my number for the sacred feminine, the divine feminine, Mother Earth. We've been conditioned externally that 13 is bad luck. I say nonsense to that. It's actually very good luck. It is the number of the goddess, the divine feminine energy. So really tapping into that energy this weekend. And where are you being, how are you being pushed and pulled? And are you allowing your strings to be pulled externally and someone else sort of running the puppet show? Or are you the master of the puppet? Master of Puppets. That was a great album. And then next, out of this same deck, and it's funny because these two cards came up for the full moon in Capricorn, which we just had a week ago. And the first one is oh my gosh, I always get is the potency card. East, number 2, again, 2. There's 2 thumbs up here and 2 viewers. Standing on our own 2 feet. 2, the building blocks. Those who were in the Capricorn new full moon, take 1, saw that I actually wrote 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, and wrote, we are the building blocks. We are the ones that are leveling up, if you will, during Cancer season, so that as we move into Leo season and then on to the harvest of Virgo season, we are at our optimal, if you will. So this card is all about that sacral chakra, healing within that sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is the home of our emotions. It's the home of our self-worth. It is the womb space, our creativity. So really, again, tuning in, it's like this, the child within you is encouraging you to see your own potential, to live and experience your potential in this lifetime. And then we have the powerful sun. So this is like the solar plexus, the sun energy. 3, the trinity within our experience, the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and the sacred child that reside within each and every one of us. And look, there's a beautiful butterfly within that sacral chakra area. So this is the area that's transforming. We are transformed through our commitment and dedication to our spiritual experience each and every day. And so those were beautiful cards to receive. And then I moved on to, I think they're called the sacred, I can't remember what they're called, but it's this set of oracle cards. And anyways, I went to the oracle cards and the, where am I going here? No, I went to this deck. Okay, the Starstream Oracle. And this card came out, and I'm going to read the guidebook, and it's a number 18, and it's really interesting. 1111 right there on the clock. We are the gateway. We are the gateway of the abundance. Affirm that. I am the gateway of abundance. I am the gateway of abundance. Abundance flows easily to and through me. And so speak your truth. Again, we're looking at root, sacral, solar plexus chakra. It is so critically important. I cannot stress it enough that we heal everything below our heart space. Below our heart is under the age of 21. Okay. And this is where we have to focus, heal, and clear so we can move forward and experience this transformation into experiencing the riches of this lifetime, our divine heritage. Okay, so speak yourself, speak your truth, and express yourself. Number 18, which comes to a 9. Before I read that, I then pulled from this deck, I can't remember what it's called, but this is the image on the box of the deck. And look at this. 2 18s came out in a row, 9-9. Wrapping up a cycle. This card speaks about joy. And we're wrapping up this cycle of living, within the fears and the pains and all of that kind of stuff. And we're moving on to the path of joy. And Cancer season is going to move us there if we show up for ourselves on a daily basis. Okay. So doing what brings you joy, what makes you happy, and I have a lot of people in my experience that think it's a joke, that kind of think I'm a joke, that, oh, following your heart, where has that got you? And da, 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 da. And yet my faith is stronger than their disbelief. And so here I am sitting and sharing with you and still trusting and following my heart, because these kinds of connections, whether we know each other in the physical, and most of us don't, or just here, this is where I feel connection. This is what brings me joy, sharing with others, and hopefully sharing with others who may be 2 or 3 decades in age younger than me, so that they don't have to spend the next 2 or 3 decades of their life walking into the same brick walls, doing the same things. The sooner we can figure out that healing is a priority in this lifetime, we are spiritual beings having a temporary human experience, the sooner we can move into this joy that God intended for us. All of us, no exceptions to the rules. What are the rules? But let's see what the guidebook has to say about this card. And I really love this deck because it takes us back to certain years. You'll see what I mean here, because she shares when these images were painted. And I always find them very relevant to leading me back to a time in my life that, perhaps there's something there to address. There's something there that needs to be put to rest. So this card was created in 1997. So reflect back to 1997 in your life. If you're that old, at that time, I would have been 27 years old. I was already divorced, had already declared financial bankruptcy at that point in time. I mean, honestly, I was sober. I was 2 years sober at that time. So really reflecting. And this card is called the Angel of the Chalice Well. And the message here is, you were 14. Aw, aw, baby. Um, yeah, that was 84 for me. And I've been making my own choices and decisions since 1984. So here, the message on this card is the lion's headed chalice well represents the throat chakra. And it's funny because I've been losing my voice over the last few days. So that is rather interesting to me, and particularly heading back to work and not really being able to talk. And I find it funny because during my vacation, I didn't speak much. I spent a lot of time on my own, and really my only interaction with another human was with my son when he would come home from work. So um, it's very funny. Anyways, there's something going on with the throat chakra at this time. So it represents the throat chakra of the goddess, or the place of remembrance of speech. What are you holding back that needs to be said? It is not healthy to hold it inside. Speak up. And that's kind of what happened around here this morning. And there's only two humans that live in this house, myself and my son. And it was a little heated on both parts. We apparently found our voices this morning. And then the continuing message says, the waters of Glastonbury, Chalice Well, and many of you will know there's a lot of stuff going on over there now. And it's really another attack, in my opinion, on the sacred feminine, who is rising. You know, I started this channel back in 2012 and the Wisdom of the Heart spiritual community over on Facebook at that time. And there were so many of us that came together at that time. And Rena, you were one of them. And you mentioned yesterday, Bridget, and there were so many that of us that connected at that time. And, you know, with the exception of a few, there's a very few that are still connected. And those of us who are still connected, yay. And, you know, keep up the good work, because we're actually doing it. And at that time, the divine feminine was really rising, and she was angry at that time. And, you know, it's kind of, we've done a lot of work in the dozen years that have transpired since that time. And this is a message to keep going. And if you're still here and you haven't quite burst through that blockage within, we're doing it now. Cancer season is the season to do it. And all of this external stuff that's going on are external results on the powerful divine feminine who was born to rise and be leaders in this lifetime, leading the children of God back to their beautiful heart. This is what we're here for. We are the role models. We are the leaders. We are the healers. We are the mothers, right? We are the unifiers that are bringing humanity back to their senses, right? So the waters of Glastonbury's Chalice Well are arranged like the chakras on the body of the body. The angel sitting above the lion's head or throat chakra pours water from the white spring out of the grail chalice into the red spring in an alchemical marriage of polarities. We balance those within. The union of the red and the white waters creates enhanced healing properties for opening the gate of remembrance and expression without fear. And the white waters to me represent the purity of our heart. And the red waters are our roots and the energy that we're grounded into. And here is, oh, why do I have such a hard time? There's, oh my gosh, right there, the well. Okay, so thinking back, was there something going on in 1997? Is there something that you that needs to be healed from that time in your life? So these two cards right? 18 and 18. And then the next card I pulled from that deck, look at this cute little guy. Guess what number? 13. The same number as transformation. 1313, that sacred feminine, death and rebirth. A few years back, I received a message from Vulture that was flying over my head about 6 feet, and it just kept circling and circling. I was down at the lake. I rarely see vultures down at my spot that I go at the lake, and this vulture kept flying right over my head. And I'm like, okay, what's the message that you would like me to know from this experience? And the message I received was death and rebirth happen within the same space, right? So as something is dying off, something is being reborn. And we just really need to allow ourselves to be the to be open to the experience. We just need to allow ourselves to trust and have faith that everything we're going through has purpose. And the purpose is to lead us home to our heart. You know, it's not about the head, it's about the heart. And the head is, the head. So let's read the message of the joy card. Okay. It says, the mind that sees a thou is more understanding and compassionate than a mind that sees an it. We are all part of the whole, and as such are deserving of natural respect. The buffalo is the creator's gift, and the mystical white buffalo is the covenant. The great white hope is the bringer of joy remembered. As you hold the white buffalo calf deeply trustful in your arms, you overflow with gratitude. You understand the compassion of prayer. That's another word that is one of the words on my list to decipher. You understand the compassion of prayer. You understand that your evolution must not be confined to your own learning, for we each have our own song to share. The tiny butterfly of transformation is upon you, and the luminous halo of faith protects you. You know that death, transition, is your ally and your final teacher. Pray for the betterment of wrongs that you see all around you, and embrace that which symbolizes the holy paradise on this earth. Painted white, your face symbolizes the trust you have in the goodness of all that lives. Walk in beauty all the days of your life. And how beautiful is that? You know, and we must not fear the transformation that takes place through the experience of death. And for those of us alive who aren't dying, I mean, we literally all are, it is about an ego death. And these ego deaths happen over and over and over again in this lifetime. So be your own friend and allow yourself to show up for yourself as you move through the process. And this card talked about walk in beauty all the days of your life. And then we get the beauty card, right? I mean, and it's the friendship bundle. So let's see what this card says to us. The beauty of a friendship creates an energy that is seen in a person full of love. Expressing your highest nature with another who is equally engaged rings bells of joy for all to hear. What can you do to heal the turmoil in the world? Become a true friend. Create your friendship bundle and hang it around your neck. Like a great bird of prey. See, prey, that's Prey, not the other prey that we were just talking about. So anyways, feel yourself softening in a westerly wind, knowing the grace of dreams realized. People are known by the stories they tell. Your stories are constructs of the people you have met along your journey. Ultimately, the grandest and most beautiful is the story of meeting and sharing the journey with a kindred spirit, a new friend. Yay! Friends become family. And this little owl always, he looks so wise. He actually looks kind of stern now, doesn't he? But it's the wisdom. And I'm feeling guided right now. If you feel like your home space is energetically stagnant, if things have been kind of hanging around, we can always work with white sage. We can work with things like Palo Santo to clear the space, but I'm really feeling guided to bells. So just before we close out, I am going to run over and grab my tingshaws and some bells, and we're just going to energetically clear the space as we close this up today, and then we'll be back tomorrow for some more. So you're going to see that I'm not really matched, but just a sec. Okay, so let's just take some deep breaths as we close out this connection today. We will be back for day 3 tomorrow, and maybe I'll do some card pulls tomorrow for those who are here on the live. But I'm really guided to say, remember, abundance is our birthright. I am the floodgates of abundance. I am abundance. I am abundance. Affirm that. So let's just take a couple deep breaths together as we clear the space between hearts. One more. And if you're feeling the energy in your home space stagnant, sound helps. We're going to talk about that as we when we connect as well. And then the tingshaws, nice deep breaths. So if you have some little bells, crystal bells, or anything like that in your home space, if you're feeling the energy is stagnant, just taking your little bell and ringing it up in all the corners of your home, really clearing the energy, lifting the vibration, and you, with that little act of bell ringing, you will feel such a huge difference in the energetic feel of the space around you. So I trust something here has been supportive to you today. Thank you so much for showing up. Don't forget to enter into the free draw. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and engaged and interactive with this channel. That's what it's all about. This is how we grow. Thank you for so much for supporting my soul's growth. I am eternally grateful for your presence in my life. Until next time, I see you, I feel you, I love you. Thank you so much for showing up. Take good care.